When I told my family I had breast cancer, my sister did something I'll never forgive. My older sister Victoria had spent our entire lives hogging the spotlight. When I got pneumonia at 14, she suddenly started miscarrying a baby despite being a proud virgin. At my high school graduation, she announced her engagement, holding up a fake ring from a boyfriend that didn't exist. Last Thanksgiving, she literally interrupted my toast to give a longer one. 6 months ago, doctors told me I had breast cancer, and if I wanted to live, I needed surgery to have both of my breasts removed. I felt terrified and alone and needed support more than ever. I told my family, thinking surely Victoria wouldn't try to make this about her. At first, Victoria seemed genuinely supportive for the first time ever. She came to my doctor appointments and took notes. She brought me my favorite cookies and sat with me while I cried about losing my hair from chemo. She held my hand when I was scared and told me I was going to beat this. I actually felt guilty for spending so many years thinking she was selfish. 2 weeks before my scheduled mastectomy, we were having coffee at her apartment when she started getting really emotional. "I've been thinking so much about what you're going through," she said with tears in her eyes, "and I've made a really big decision. I'm getting a mastectomy too, in solidarity with you. You know how people shave their heads when someone has cancer? I'm doing something even more meaningful." I actually laughed because I thought she was making some kind of weird joke. But then Victoria pulled out her phone and showed me a surgery date scheduled for 5 days before my surgery. She'd already met with a plastic surgeon. She'd already paid a deposit. She was completely serious. I tried to explain that this was insane, that I was having the surgery because cancer would literally kill me if I didn't, not because I wanted to make some kind of symbolic statement. Victoria got offended and started crying harder. "I'm trying to show you that you're not alone in this. I'm sacrificing my body for you. I'm choosing to go through the same pain." I told her it wasn't the same at all, but she wouldn't listen. Over the next week, Victoria posted constantly on social media about her upcoming surgery and her journey of solidarity, and how difficult it was to make this choice. She started a fundraiser online for her surgery costs, even though she didn't have cancer, and insurance obviously wouldn't cover it. Strangers donated thousands of dollars, calling her a hero and an angel. She posted crying selfies with captions about her bravery. Victoria had her surgery first, and acted like she was the first person in history to ever go through something difficult. She posted hospital photos, crying videos about how painful recovery was, and long paragraphs about her courage. Our mother stayed at her house for an entire week, helping her recover and cooking all her meals. When I had my actual cancer surgery 5 days later, my mom could only stay with me for 2 days because, "Your sister still needs me. She's having such a hard time adjusting to her new body." I had drains coming out of my chest and could barely lift my arms, but I had to take care of myself because Victoria needed our mother more. At family dinner 2 weeks after both surgeries, our parents threw Victoria a party. They called it a celebration of courage, and there was an actual cake with her name on it. Our aunt and uncle gave speeches about what an incredible person she was for choosing this when she didn't have to. I sat there with drains still in my chest from removing actual cancer, and not one person asked how I was feeling or if I was okay. Victoria stood up and gave this long, tearful speech about how hard it is to look in the mirror now, how she'll never feel like a woman again. But it was all worth it to support her baby sister through her journey. She was sobbing. Everyone else was crying. And they kept calling her